Welcome to Crimes Beyond Borders, where we'll bring you the most thrilling true crime stories every single day. If you're fascinated by mystery, intrigue, and the darker side of human nature, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us as we unravel the most shocking and perplexing criminal cases from around the world. The story is about to begin after this intro.
From city streets to far-off lands, mystery slipping through our hands. Crimes beyond borders they speak, voices strong but words are meek. Every story leaves a mark, whispers softly in the dark.
Our stories at first are made for ourselves, to comfort us, to help us sleep, and to learn. Along the way, they become a part of our journey, teaching us English and fueling our passion for true crime. So, listen carefully, and if you're about to sleep, close your eyes. Let's begin. Here's another dark and eerie story, told from the perspective of a killer, inspired by modern crimes. This time, it's a chilling narrative about identity theft, social media obsession, and a killer who doesn't just want to admire his victim, he wants to be his victim. Becoming her, I never intended to kill her, not at first. All I wanted was to be close to her, to understand her. Vanessa was everything I wasn't. Beautiful, successful, admired. I watched her life unfold on Instagram, every post painting the picture of perfection. And me? I was just a ghost in the background, watching her shine. It's funny how easy it is to watch someone's entire life online these days. Her morning runs, her perfectly filtered brunches, her glamorous nights out. Vanessa posted it all. Every detail, every smile, every moment. She had what I craved, what I felt I deserved. Adoration. It wasn't just envy, it was deeper. I didn't want to watch her life anymore. I wanted to live it. It started small, just me copying little things. She'd post about a new lipstick or a dress, and I'd buy it the next day. I followed her routines, ate at the same restaurants, even worked out at the same gym, making sure to pick the same classes, the same treadmill. I knew I could never be her, not exactly, but I could get as close as possible. Vanessa never noticed me, even though I was right there, living in her world. I was just a shadow, an insignificant presence in the back of her perfect life. It frustrated me how she walked through her days completely unaware of my existence. She posted every detail of her life online, but in the real world, I was invisible to her. That's when I knew it wasn't enough. Watching, copying, it wasn't enough anymore. I had to become her. I needed more than her wardrobe or her favorite cafe. I needed her life. The first step, slipping in it, was easier than I thought, slipping into her world. She was careless with her online security. Too trusting. Password resets, a little manipulation, and soon I had access to everything. Her email, her bank accounts, even her friends. I started by sending myself small messages from her phone, pretending to be her. Testing the waters, and no one questioned it. Why would they? I had studied her so closely that I knew exactly how she spoke, how she texted, how she laughed. I was perfect. I started planting little seeds. A message to a friend, canceling plans because she was busy. An email to her hairstylist, rescheduling her appointments. No one thought twice. I was controlling her life now, shaping it, molding it to fit the version of Vanessa I had always wanted her to be. Then came the photos. I'd been collecting hers for months, but now I started creating my own. I'd pose just like her, wear the same outfits, post from the same locations. It didn't matter that my face wasn't hers. With filters and the right lighting, I could make anyone believe I was her. And they did. The likes, the comments, the attention, it all started pouring in. Her friends, her fans, they didn't realize they were looking at me. They thought it was still Vanessa, living her glamorous life, when really, it was me. I was taking over, bit by bit. But it still wasn't enough. There was one final step. I couldn't just be a reflection of Vanessa anymore. I had to replace her. The night it happened, I knew where she lived, of course. She posted about it all the time, her apartment with its high ceilings and city views. I had walked past it 100 times, imagining what it would be like to live there. feel the sunlight through her windows, to sit in her perfect living room, sipping wine like I owned the world. And soon, the night I went to her apartment, I was calm. It wasn't a rushed decision, not something done in a fit of anger or madness. No, this was a plan. Carefully thought out, perfectly executed. I had been inside her building before, slipping in behind residents, pretending I belonged. I knew the security codes, knew the routines. No one questioned me as I made my way to her door. She was there, of course, beautiful as always, though not nearly as put together as she looked online. She wasn't expecting me. She didn't even recognize me at first. Why would she? I had been watching her for so long, but to her, I was just a face in the crowd. The look on her face when she finally understood who I was, what I wanted, it was almost disappointing. She wasn't scared, not at first. She was confused, then angry. She tried to fight me off, but I was stronger than I thought. I had to be. This was the moment I had waited for. I didn't use a gun. Too loud. I didn't need a knife either. It was quick. Quicker than I expected. Just a quick snap of her neck, and it was done. The life left her eyes so fast, and just like that, Vanessa was gone. But I wasn't. Not really. I didn't feel guilt, not even when her body slumped to the floor like a broken doll. All I felt was relief. Finally, I could stop pretending. Finally, I could be her. The aftermath, becoming her. The days that followed were a blur of adrenaline and precision. I moved quickly, making sure no one knew she was gone. I had her phone, her passwords, her life in my hands. I texted her friends, posting from her accounts like nothing had happened. I even spent the night in her apartment, sleeping in her bed, wearing her clothes. It felt right, and no one knew. Not at first. For weeks, I lived her life, slipping into her identity so seamlessly that even her closest friends didn't notice. I went to her favorite places, posted her selfies, laughed with her followers. They had no idea that the person they were seeing wasn't Vanessa at all. But as careful as I was, there were things I couldn't control. Vanessa had obligations, meetings, things I couldn't fake. Her friends began to ask questions, wondering why she was canceling plans, why she didn't seem herself. Her family tried calling, but I ignored them, hoping they'd leave it alone. It wasn't long before the police started sniffing around, too. They were suspicious. They always are, aren't they? Someone had reported her missing. Her mother, I think. That's when things started to unravel. I couldn't keep up the charade forever, not with people poking around, asking questions I couldn't answer. The end. They found her body eventually, hidden in the closet. I hadn't had time to move it, to get rid of the evidence like I planned. There was still so much I had wanted to do, but the world wasn't going to let me. The knock on the door came late at night. I knew who it was. The police. They were here for me. But I didn't run. I didn't fight. What was the point? I had already become her, if only for a short time. I had lived in her skin, breathed her life. I was her. They can lock me up, they can call me a monster, a murderer, but they don't understand. They never will. I didn't kill Vanessa because I hated her. I killed her because I loved her, because I needed to be her. The story has come to an end, but stay relaxed. If you feel yourself drifting off to sleep, just let the video play and enjoy the soothing music in the background. Let it guide you gently into rest. We'll be here, bringing you more stories every night. Sleep well, and see you tomorrow at 8 p.m.
shadows creep, footsteps vanish down alleys deep. Silent whispers, cities asleep. Mystery in the air, it seeps. Flickering lamps dimly glow, secrets hidden where few will go. In the half-light, truth begins to show. Unseen forces pull and tow. Windows shut, curtains drawn tight. Lonely figures melt in the night. Echoes fade out of sight. Moonlight bathes the world in fright. Ticking clocks, relentless sound. Time slips when danger's around. In the shadows, lost and found. Haunting silence so profound. Flickering lamps dimly glow, secrets hidden where few will go. In the half-light, truth begins to show. Unseen forces pull and tow. Windows shut, curtains drawn tight. Lonely figures melt in the night. Echoes fade out of sight. Moonlight bathes the world in fright. Ticking cloisters on crumbling walls, telling tales of forbidden calls. Into the night, someone falls. Down the alley, mystery sprawls.